As you can see, it is quite windy on the DZ. But please give it up for our Union Jack flyer, Sergeant Luke Rideau! We haven't quite finished just yet, as the team will be completing their line-up and official salute today. They'll quickly review those.
Okay, so the Cosford Air Show is obviously the only UK air show which is backed by the Royal Air Force. It's an official Air Force air show, and the planning started for Air Show 25 the day after Air Show 24. So it takes a year to get to where we are now. We're trying to expose all the aircraft we have, ranging from rotary, fixed wing, fast jet. We've got some World War I, World War II aircraft. We try and show the public everything we've got. But it's also a happy occasion as well. We're celebrating VE Day, the 80th anniversary, which is really important for everybody across Europe. So I think what a lot of the people that have attended, the spectators, they're going to see the flying displays, they're going to see all the other little bits and pieces that we put on. We put on some displays of the mechanical hand skills, the avionics, all the different trades within the Air Force. We showcase those as well. But hopefully some of the children that came today are going to go, I really like that, that was amazing. Let's hope there's a small percentage of people here today that want to be the Air Force of the future. I've had my day, it's now their day.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, Lest We Forget.
Gabriel Barton there, flying the Republic P-47D Thunderbolt. And we'll see the P-51 from the same operator, Fighter Aviation Engineering, a little later in the programme. And there it goes. And indeed, a very short takeoff for this aircraft, which was adapted from the civilian Cessna 160. Environment just under 700 miles an hour. By the vintage pair, David Petters in the lead, John Higgins, the number 2, with their pair of de Havilland Canada Chipmunk T10s. Utter nostalgia, but a wonderful display in the present day. something we won't see very often at air shows this year. The F-35B Lightning heading back to its home at RAF Mara main operating base for the UK's Lightning Force.
Fabulous first for Cosford. Now you can see the probe has been extended. Here in the UK we tend to favour a different way. We use the probe as a drone as opposed to the flying boom that you see here. This aircraft capable of using both methods to refuel.
Now, final salute from the Tiger.
one last high-speed pass to say goodbye, with gratitude, power, and pride.
Red 1 pulls up at over 400 miles per hour and it converts the team from battle formation to our world famous Diamond 9. The aircraft slows to approximately about 120 miles per hour, reaching a height of over 5,500 to 6,000 feet. As Red 1 brings that Diamond 9 down and bends it round to the right. Red 1 this year, once again, for his second 9 arrow. The smoke will come on once again. It's the Renault! On the right-hand side of Red 1 is Red 2, of Thomas. Well, he's in his first year on the team. He was taken from training and made straight into instructor of the Hawk T1 with 2-8 Squadron at RAF Valley. He then completed his training. You now see Reds 8 and 9 slip behind the rest of the formation to form once again the shape of one of the most iconic aircraft ever to float in history. From the left, the smoke comes on in the Concorde. On the left-hand side of that centre stem, closest in at the front, is Red 3, flight attendant United States Marine Corps. Typhoon being the Royal Air Force mainstay aircraft on operations all across the world, both Iraq and Syria, as well as the Eastern European Air Policing Patrol. On the back of that formation, all the way at the far right, is Red 4. Watch for the colour change as Red 1 brings them down the line. GR4 pilot, as well as being a qualified flight instructor on the Hawk T-Mark II. Who's here today at our public relations tent at the far end of the showground, so please pop along, say hello, find out about their careers in the Royal Air Force Aerobatic team and the wider Royal Air Force. You'll see Reds 8 and 9 have now joined the rest of the formation, and this will be your last opportunity to catch the red arrows in our world famous Diamond 9. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from the left, in the Diamond 9, the Red Arrows. As we start the second half, it's the more dynamic half. And in the second half, we now operate in two distinct sections. Off to the left, you've got Reds 1 through 5, known as Enid, named after Enid Blyton's famous 5. And off to the right, Reds 6, 7, 8 and 9, known as Hannah, named after Squadron Leader Ray Hannah, one of the first members of the Red Arrows. He's the first team leader to lead the team for 4 years. He took the team from a 7 to a 9 and formed our world famous Diamond 9. Enid from the left, Hannah from the right for the colourful 5-4 cross. Reds 8 and 9. Get your cameras ready for the Hannah break. Red 6 and 8 to our left hand side, Red 7 and 9 our right hand side is Red 7, Flight Lieutenant George Hobday. He's in his second year on the team, and once again he was taken from training, made an instructor on the Tucano, before joining the Typhoon Force where he flew with 12 squadrons based at RAF Cosford. As the Synchro pair complete the manoeuvre called the Boomerang. The smoke will come on and they will settle themselves down, and it's a manoeuvre simply called the double roll. Dependent on the cloud base, and it's staying with the flat and rolling show, coming in from the left with Corkscrew. A great opportunity to see our red, white and blue, which is only that the red becomes blue, the blue becomes red, as they cross back towards the centre of the sound display, completing the manoeuvre called Circus. Roll the correct way up and disappear to our rear. Look to your front, you're looking for the nose lights of Enid, now joined by Reds 8 and 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready. Please put your hands together for the 2025 Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team. It's the Red Arrow!
If you make a mistake, you'll have to wait for us to sort it out.